I'm going to say the dreaded R word. Race plays a role in this, right? And so we see it. Yes, absolutely, because statistics say that.
Wasn't there a similar case in New York City?
That is what happens in our criminal justice system.
First of all,
no, I'm not going to stop because race absolutely plays a role in this.
Hello, everybody. Guys, the CNN panel gets pretty heated. It's about the whole Daniel Penny case and the chokehold on the black homeless man in New York City. Let's get right into it.
I don't believe that I'm sitting between two lawyers and neither of you have defined criminal negligence. Because criminal negligence, it's carelessness is going beyond what a reasonable person would do.
And the jury
is it reasonable?
found it was reasonable.
No, excuse me, I didn't ride all 2 hours up here for you to yell over me. It's not reasonable to kill somebody for yelling.
But the jury
was yelling on the subway.
The jury
There's no way that they could know his criminal record. They couldn't know if he was mentally ill. They couldn't know any of that.
They knew he was mentally
All
ill.
they knew is that he was yelling on the subway.
No,
he was 140 pounds soaking wet. Who was he going to kill? He was unarmed. There was no way he was going to kill anybody.
Who said he clearly appeared to be mentally ill. That's what the jurors heard. They heard the witnesses on the subway.
But it doesn't give you a free pass to kill because you see someone that's mentally
hold on. This side of the table, I want to bring in.
That's exactly it. At what point do we make that decision? That's not our decision to make. And people were yelling for him to get off of him. He was going to kill him. He's on top of him for 6 minutes. At what point do you, like he said, the guy didn't have a weapon. Guys, I grew up in New York City, in the Bronx, and I've heard people say crazy stuff. You just mind your business and go on with your day. As long as no one touches you, it's whatever. Right? Like, I don't think it's okay to go up to people and threaten them, but clearly he had something wrong with him. He didn't have a weapon. Did he really deserve to die? These people are calling him a hero, Daniel Penny. Really?
The politics of this, because when I hear lawmakers hailing Penny as a hero, as a good Samaritan, really being promoted, can you help me understand the thinking? We started at the top of the show talking about the killer of the United Healthcare CEO being hailed in similar terms.
Yeah, let me just help you understand. If you're on the American left tonight, here's my chart. The good guys today, Daniel Penny. The bad guys, Luigi Mangione. It seems to me.
How do you?
Everybody
what's
on the
the
left,
chart for victims?
I'm just telling you what I.
It's like a game to this smug asshole. When there's real issues here to be discussed with the United Health stuff and the healthcare system in this country, and then an unarmed black man once again just being choked out. Yes, he was saying threats. He was threatening people, but he didn't have a weapon, guys. There was no way he was going to do any of these things. And like they said, he clearly has something wrong with him.
See out in the world.
I know. I just want you to finish the
today,
chart. Which victim is good and which victim is bad.
What I'm telling you is
that's not on the second page.
People on the left can't seem to tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys.
People on the left. I'm asking you whether you consider this person.
We had people praising Luigi.
I want to know whether you think that, as Congressman Crane does, that Daniel Penny should get the Congressional Gold Medal to recognize his heroism. I'm not asking you about anyone else.
I think he ought to get medal. I think they ought to build a statue to this guy in New York City.
I think that race, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the dreaded R word. Race plays a role in this, right? And so we see it. Yes, absolutely, because statistics say that.
Wasn't there a similar case in New York City at the same time this one was going on?
That when people kill people who are white, they tend to get harsher sentences, especially if they're people of color.
What about the Jordan Williams case?
That is what happens in our criminal justice system.
First of all,
no, I'm not going to stop because race absolutely plays a role in this.
I said, what about the Jordan Williams case here in New York? Same situation, African-American, gets on a subway, ends up killing a guy, grand jury tosses it out at the exact same time as the Penny case.
What about Bernard
that's
Getz?
That's different because he used the same weapon that the alleged victim had. So he was using his own weapon. He was met with deadly physical force. Jordan Neely, all he had in his pocket was a muffin.
All right, listen, guys. First of all,
and guys, let me know in the comments if you agree with this. But race definitely plays an issue. Like, these guys try to play this game and again try to go around it without saying the truth. But a white man yelling these same things and a black man, right? Think about this thought experiment. And a black man yelling those same things. You know, most of society has been preconditioned to believe that the black man yelling, saying crazy stuff is much more dangerous than the white man yelling, saying the same exact things. This is just a fact. I wish they would just put it out like just in that simple way. It's the whole analogy of if you see a group of minorities in a street, would you cross the street? Or if it's a group of white people, would you cross the street out of fear of danger or stuff like that? These things are real.
This is not a left-right issue. I'm on the left, and I actually think this was the right decision. Because the reason I think this is the right decision is because that's what the jury decided. And juries tend to get this stuff right. And that's what we have to believe in. There were multiple witnesses that were people of color. There were multiple people on the jury that were people of color.
People on the jury.
I think it's
There was
not
one black
really
person on
okay
the
to
jury.
call this a race issue. One of the guys who helped hold him down was a black man. He, testified too on his behalf. Like,
You see, on his face, it might sound like what she's saying is making sense, guys, but it's not. Because like I said, there's a level beneath that society, especially American society, has been conditioned to believe that a black man is dangerous. It's violent in a general sense. Even minorities have been conditioned to believe that about themselves. Like, this is just bullcrap.
this is not a race issue.
So
The jury who spent days and days and days and days listening to detailed facts came to this conclusion.
What?
Do I think he's a hero? No. Do I think he was
Why
a good
not?
Samaritan trying to protect people? Yeah. But there's a difference.
Well,
because somebody
here's a
died,
fact,
and that
though.
really is awful. And
Here's
I'm
a
not
fact.
saying that it's okay that
And
somebody
Daniel
died.
Penny agrees with
I'm
you.
just saying.
But Daniel
that
Penny
I don't
agrees
think
with
Daniel
you
Penny
that somebody
killed
dies,
him.
it's
First of all,
awful.
he was still alive when the paramedics got
So-
there.
so there were
and they
two
ended
voices-
up
there were two
delaying
voices on
their
the video.
attention to him because they were afraid he might be dangerous to them or have disease.
I wanna
All right,
show
this is
you
important. There were
where-
two
hold on
voices.
one
One of them
second.
says you
I
don't
wanna-
have to catch a murder charge, though, man. Right? He didn't stop choking him at this point. So, I mean, he knew that there was a risk that this man was going to die, and it's a shame that a bystander had to tell him that, and he did not stop at that point.
Because
then,
nobody came to help him.
then-
they were just talking at him.
then-
no one was
As soon as the
helping.
police came, he let go. As soon as he
soon
saw
as
law
somebody
enforcement,
came.
he let go.
He's already about to die.
He was about to. He was still kicking.
He had him
and
still
the
alive.
evidence was he was still
A
kicking.
140-pound man
The
on the
jury
ground. Who
decided
was
he
gonna
was
kill?
still alive.
Well, the
Do
jury
you
also
believe the
decided
juries?
that Donald Trump was guilty of 34 felonies. He's about to be president.
Okay, before we veer
Do you
off,
disagree? Wait,
I want
wait,
to show.
do you
No,
disagree with
before
that?
before we go there, I want to.
And he has a point there. Like, the guy had a muffin in his pocket. He was subdued already. Right? Like, you could have checked him. He had nothing on him. You could have grabbed him, picked him up, and brought him somewhere. Like, I just don't believe it's our job as regular everyday civilians to assess danger, assess the level of danger, whatever preconditioned notions you have of what that level of danger is, and you can have the right to kill them. Because like I said, I grew up in a rough area, so maybe it's different for me. But I've heard people say crazy stuff all the time. I don't find it a big deal, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I don't think we should be left with that job, right? Self-defense is one thing.
I
Show
don't
you
agree
guys
that
where-
juries
Alvin
are
Bragg
always
brought
right.
both cases.
Juries
Do
aren't
you think
always
that
right.
the jury was wrong in the Donald
Juries
Trump
aren't
verdict?
always right.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
wanna
You
show-
agree.
Right.
You agree with the jury in the Donald Trump verdict. That's Hillary's point. And you disagree with the jury here. So
Because
you gotta,
juries
you gotta
aren't
pick.
always right. They're not infallible. They're human, just
They
like
know
me
more
and you.
than you do.
No,
Yes.
I
You
know
heard all the
about
evidence.
this case,
No,
they
you
know
heard
more
all
than
the
you do.
evidence.
All I know is it's all on video.
On this, about
It's
this
all on
case,
video.
they
We
studied
watched
more than
Daniel
you did.
Penny kill
And
this man.
we watched
We
it. But
watched him kill him.
the jurors heard the state of fear in the other subway riders,
I'm
that's the
gonna-
defense of justification.
I'm going to stop you guys from relitigating a case that has been decided by a jury by showing you two things. One, an Instagram post of Daniel Penny after his post-verdict announcement, which I think is good context here. Do we have that photo? And we also have
And Kyle Rittenhouse liked and commented him. Like, this is what I mean. I see them as vigilante, taking justice in their own hands. What is this? Again, how do we judge the level of danger? Aren't we all gonna have this different judgment of level of danger? And then what? You can decide to kill somebody if you want. What if somebody says, "Hey, there was 6 black people. I was the only white person on the train. I had to kill them. I felt scared. I was in danger. Society made me believe that. Is that going to be okay? Like, talk about a slippery slope that these guys always like to throw out those words.
One clip, and this is from Jordan Neely's father. He was at a press conference today after the acquittal.
I just want to say I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either. It hurts. Really, really hurts. What are we going to do, people? What's going to happen to us now? I had enough of this. The system is rigged.
Bernarda, thanks so much for, well, I don't want to answer a father's plea who's just lost his son, but Bernarda, thank you so much for staying with us. We are going to talk.
Guys, we're going to leave it there. And yeah, I'm just going to say there's another level to think about this, right? I've mentioned this before and I'll keep mentioning it. White Americans in this country have 13 times the amount of wealth that a black man does, a black American does. And because of that disparity, there's much more likely to be a black person that's homeless and that will have these issues, mental disability, mental problems that can't get any help. So then they are the ones to be likely to get choked and killed and shot. Like, there is a level of racial injustice here that still lingers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching.